Okay, this is number 6b. One thing I want to point out about number 6b is in order to answer it, you need to know how to do, well, you need to have an answer for 6a. Your answer does not have to be correct. You could earn all of the points for number 6b if you answer correctly for your number a. So it's worth it to have an answer for each part, but particularly if you need an answer for a later part and you don't know how to get an answer, make something up because you can use it in the later part and they'll give you credit. Okay, so I did part A. I did it correctly, but even if I hadn't done it correctly, I would get credit for my work, full credit for part B. Okay, it says write the first three non-zero terms of the Maclaurin series for e to the x. Previous years had to memorize this. You don't because you have an open notes test, but you should certainly know these three Maclaurin series or how to get to them in your notes. So previous years, they got credit for writing this down. And then it says write the second degree Taylor polynomial for e to the x times f of x. Well, in my intermediate algebra class, I teach students how to multiply polynomials together. And I say, well, we're going to do the area model for our polynomials. So here's my first three non-zero terms for e to the x. It's 1 plus x squared over 2. And here are my first three non-zero terms for f of x. So I'm going to take e, which is 1 plus x. I need a second degree. So I think I need this x squared term as well. So I'm going to have 3 terms here, 3 terms here, and then x squared over 2. And then my other polynomial is going to be 3 minus 2x, and then 3 halves x squared. And then when I multiply, I'll just fill in the box and find the area. 3 times 1 is 3. Negative 2x times 1 is negative 2x. 3 halves x squared is 3 halves x squared when you multiply it by 1. 3 times x is 3x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x squared. And 3 halves x squared times x is some kind of cubic, so I don't really need that box. 3 times x squared over 2 is going to be 3x squared over 2. Negative 2x times x squared over 2 is going to be a cubic. I don't need that. And this would be a 4th degree. I don't need that. So now if I'm doing a 2nd degree, I'm going to write the constant term, which would be 3, and then the linear term, which would be 1x, and then the squared term, which would be, this looks like 3 halves plus 3 halves would be 3 minus 2x squared, so it would be plus x squared. Now, you don't have to do the area model. You can do it with FOIL, but know that you get to stop as you're multiplying. You don't have to multiply out infinitely many terms, because if you want a 2nd degree Taylor polynomial, these cubic terms are going to have nothing to do with your answer. You just want to go out to the 2nd degree. So when this AP test was graded, this question was worth 2 points. It was worth 1 point for coming up with this. Although remember, last year students had to have that memorized, so that was worth a point. And then the final answer was worth the 2nd point.